Good morning. Good morning, everyone. That was just a small technical difficulty. Welcome to Keeping It Real with Mary. I am so happy for having you with us this morning. I have a special guest. And if you all note, I've got my hair open. I don't usually have it open, but I'm happy to have it open just for my guest this morning. That means she's very special. So, before we get into today's conversation, we have to pause and recognize what has been an incredible showing of youth talent right here in Barbados. The BSAC 2026 finals delivered a big way this year with 16 records broken. 16! A clear signal that our athletes and the athletic program is reaching new heights. Let me tell you, records were broken over those last 2 days. And I don't know if any of you followed BSAC, but I followed BSAC. From dominant sprint performances that stand out, middle distance runs like Layla McIntyre, record breaking 1500 meters, and strong relay showings across the board. This year's championship truly showcased the future of our Barbadian athletes. Of course, let us not forget to congratulate the St. Michael schools for winning the girls division, who also, obviously, this is their second time winning it. It showed their consistency and their strength. And not forgetting the Combermere, or as they rightfully are, by nickname called Calmere. They won for the boys section. And for me, what has even made it more exciting, folks, something that we have to realize, we have Carifta for the Easter weekend coming up. Now, many of these athletes will now go on to represent Barbados at the 53rd Carifta Games in Grenada as what is described the largest contingent from Barbados. Now they're going to be competing. They're going to be carrying the pride of their nation within their heart and on their sleeves. You already know whether we're in the stands or at home, we, Barbados, will be glued to the television, cheering on every stride, every jump, and every baton that will be passed. And warm to my heart as a proud past student of Springer Memorial, I am especially excited to see from the strength of the under 17 4x1 relay team to the other Springer athletes who have earned their place on that Carifta squad. We are all proud of you, and we will be cheering you all the way. Okay? Everybody, but we're going to be cheering everybody. Now, speaking of pride, purpose, and legacy, March is International Women's Month, a time where we don't just celebrate success, but impact, resilience, and innovation. One woman who embodied that was Madame C.J. Walker. Born Sarah Breedlove in 1867, she rose from a humble beginning to build a hair care empire for Black women, becoming one of the first self made female billionaires in the world. But more than that, she created opportunity, empowering other women to build for themselves. And that same spirit is alive right here in Barbados. Today, I'm joined by LaShawn Blanchett, founder of the plant based hair care brand Hair by Blanchett. Her brand is focused on filling a critical gap, creating safer, more natural hair care opportunities for Black women, especially as concerns continue to grow around harmful ingredients in many traditional products. What makes her work even more powerful is her use of local natural resources, that being breadfruit leaf tea, infused in her growing product line, with her moisturizer and shampoo already on the market, and more is in development. She is truly building something meaningful, folks. Let us welcome to the show and afford her to talk about her journey with Here by Blanchett. Good
Okay.
morning.
Thank you, Miss Marie, for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, you see, yours is open and I have mine open as well. So
Mine is
I
not
know you want to
open.
play with this.
Yes, I would like to. Definitely.
Yes. And before we go, well, what's your excitement on BSAC?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm happy for SMS and Combomere, but I'm a foundation girl. We didn't play, so. But I'm so happy for all the athletes.
Yes, but don't get, as the pages would say, don't get tired. Foundation
It's
was in the
true.
realm there too. Don't think
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
weren't in
yeah.
the realm. And we have to congratulate them. I think that
Yeah.
this BSAT this year was absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if you had the opportunity to follow and watch, but for
Okay.
me, I was overjoyed just to see these young kids. And don't let me forget to mention this. I don't know if you would have followed the rep that is put on by
Mhm.
Smoke Factory BB. And only this morning, they have announced the winners. Only this morning. So
Okay.
let me plug that a little bit so everyone would you would know a little bit more about that. And it goes to show that not only are these children being encouraged athletically, but music wise positively by a franchise such as Smoke Factory with the collaboration with NCF. So the group at number 5, my alma mater, and they were the first winners. They were the first winners, LaShawn, of the rap competition, that being
Okay.
Springer Memorial. They came fifth with champions with 76. And the favored Lodge School, number 4 with 87, foot on the gas.
I know
Number
that.
3, for the first time, was Lester Vaughan. Exceptional. They got 1200.
Okay.
And number 2, you know who they're called, Carmere.
Yeah.
The choice is crystal clear. I think that was hyped for the whole time that it was going on.
Mhm.
And of course, I am so happy St.
Okay.
Leonard's boys came
Oh,
first
that's good. That's
with
good.
the group. Yeah, with the group competition. Last but not least, the single. They had singles this time around,
Okay.
and they had a lot of competitors. Yes. So number 5, King Tide, Run the Ting. Number 2, Height the Graden Sealy, Corsaria. Number 3, Pass the Baton. Well, you know that was Carmere. And that was
Mhm.
Credicia. And the one I loved, first time, St. George Secondary School.
Very good.
Kiara, she came second and she was exceptionally well. I liked her video and her presentation. And of course, the one and only John Boss from St. Leonard's Boys. He got the big pot for the singles at $2,500. Commendable, commendable for these young, talented students. And I'm
Mhm.
very proud
Yeah.
of them. Very, very proud. So, having put that aside with all my excitement, tell us a bit more about LaShawn Blanchett. Tell us, well, you pointed out you went to school at Foundation, but start from the,
Yeah.
as we would say, the beginning, and let's get into
Mhm.
Here by Blanchett.
Okay, so I would have started my secondary school education at Foundation. I then went on to study biochemistry at the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill campus, where I graduated with the upper second class honors in biochemistry. And from there, After that, there was a kind of a period of unemployment and trying to find my way and find out like what to do next. I wanted to do my master's in cosmetic chemistry overseas, but the Lord didn't allow that to happen, and so I was redirected to starting my own business. In 2024, I registered it, but 2025 April is when I officially launched my first product, which was the hair moisturizer. So in 2024, I felt the Holy Spirit guide me to breadfruit leaves and was kind of laying it on my heart to look into breadfruit leaves and using it in hair care products. I wanted to do skincare, but skincare is already quite saturated here. So he led me to hair care. And the Lord had told me in November, do a line of products using the breadfruit leaves. And so I thought to myself, well, how can I use breadfruit leaves? But I thought, well, natural thing is to make a tea. So that's where I got the idea to make a tea and to incorporate that into my hair care products. Right now, I'm still doing my research on the breadfruit leaves, but I have been able to find that they do have antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties. But I'm still trying to find more and more information about the breadfruit leaves and what other benefits they have. I have been interested in using my chemistry skills to be able to go into a lab and maybe work on the breadfruit leaves and do some testing. But I will see how that works out. For right now, I'm just relying on the literature that already exists to kind of guide me on the benefits of the leaves and the tea.
Wow. So tell me something. With your path or your vision in terms of the breadfruit, how do you want us as individuals to encompass or think of the breadfruit in our hair rather than in our tummy? Because breadfruit is really something that everybody thinks to eat.
Yeah.
Um, you know how people would use eggs in conditioners and that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
You've just told us exactly how you had the vision for the breadfruit, but I know it's a growing market, as you explained, and
Mhm.
of course, people thinking of, well, not breadfruit leaf in my hair. You know, I mean, people think of scrunching needle and that kind of stuff, but remember breadfruit as a fruit.
Mhm.
I think we have to point that out as well, that it's a fruit and not a vegetable. If
Yeah.
you can correct me. Um, how has that transition been in terms of people looking at the product as something healthy for their hair? And I'm sure that health aspect came about as well for diverting to breadfruit to use in your hair rather than the normal commercialized shampoo and conditioner. Is that something that came about as well?
Well, you started to stick there at the end, Miss Marie. But what I will say is people have been very open to it. Um, because I think it is very different. It's innovative. They've never heard about breadfruit leaves being used in a hair care product. I think most of us just see the breadfruit leaves and don't think about it anymore. It's kind of like an afterthought. So being able to incorporate it into a cosmetic product, many people have been very interested, very open-minded to trying it. Um, Definitely the response has been very good with people being interested in, how could, breadfruit leaves be used in a hair care product? And then they explain, well, the tea has antioxidants and it has anti-inflammatory properties. So it is very beneficial to the hair and to the scalp. And so, yeah, I will say people have been open-minded.
Okay. So when you produce this, what's the process or how long is the process?
It's not a long process at all. So usually I pick the leaves and I allow them to dry over a period of time. Let's say maybe a week or more. But I let them dry until they're crisp and dry. And then I use those leaves, I break them down and I tear them up, kind of remove I guess call it the stem in the leaves, remove that stem and all that, the veiny parts. And then I put the actual leaf after the water is boiled, I put the leaves to soak, to steep in the water, and then after about 15 minutes, I take out the leaves, I strain them out, and I use that tea to as the base for my formula.
Mm, okay, okay. So all of this is done at home?
Yes.
How do you make? How many do you make within a day?
Um, well, I wouldn't say in a day. I do, like, for example, I don't make them every day, but let's say I do make a batch. I can make like a batch of 50 in the kitchen because I have these big stock pots. And so I'm able to make a lot more than I would have been able to make before when I had smaller equipment. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying the process itself, when you how well, let me say this. For one, is it is shampoo and conditioner as well, right?
It is shampoo and moisturizer. I'm currently working on my conditioner.
Oh, we're working on the conditioner. Okay. So you only have the shampoo presently
I have the shampoo and the moisturizer, but the conditioner
and
is
the
still in the work.
moisturizer.
Yes, and the moisturizer is also out. Yes.
So what's the difference between the two, and why would it take longer to do the conditioner and you have the moisturizer in already? What
So
was the
how how everything worked out. It just so happened that I started with the moisturizer first, and then I went on to the shampoo. But for example, the difference really with the conditioner I'm working on is that the conditioner will be a washout. So after you shampoo your hair, you will condition your hair, put back some moisture into your hair, strengthen the hair, you'll wash it out. And then you will go to the moisturizer, and that will be your leave-in. So you style your hair with that. It helps soften the hair, it helps detangle the hair, and that would be the last step of the entire line. So shampoo, conditioner, wash out, the conditioner's a wash out, and then the moisturizer will be your leave-in.
Okay, so let me ask this question now. You and I, you have our natural hair right now, right? And I realize that I have some friends. If I go to say to them, "Oh, well, I want to braid my hair," and they say, "Oh, you're a 2B or you're a 4B," and I'm like, "What?" So, in terms of the hair, is it the hair type?
Yes.
How how does that shampoo work according to the hair type? Because you can start from fine, and I know fine
Mhm.
has a number, to coarse, and that has a number. So I'm sure you had to do all of that as well. So
Mhm.
how beneficial is the shampoo presently based on the different hair types? What hair types gravitate to the actual product itself now?
So what I would say is any hair type can use it. I think majority of my users right now would be the four type hair, the coarser hair, but all hair types can use it. The whole purpose of the shampoo is to clean the hair and the scalp. So no matter what type of hair you have, it will clean your hair and your scalp. Another thing I wanted to add is I'm not very much a fan of the typing system, to be honest, even though I do say it myself because it's a more popular terminology that people know, but I find it's kind of, I don't know, a lot of people are very focused on curl pattern and type and pretty hair and all these different things. I don't really ascribe to pretty hair. I think once you take care of your hair is good hair, and you just have to find what works for it.
I agree with you, because when they started with numbers with me, I was shocked. I said, "What?" So for me, I just have hair, you
Yeah.
know, and well, it was thicker than this, obviously. With age, you age
Mhm.
gracefully. So
Yeah.
um, when I think of using it, I think because it's more of a natural product, and people
Mhm.
are now looking to use natural things on their skin, in their bodies, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
I noticed that you would have visited Agrofest. How
Yeah.
was that review for you at Agrofest?
Agrofest was really good. It's actually my first time going to Agrofest. I found it was very insightful. People really liked the product. I was able to demonstrate the product on people's hair. I was able to demonstrate it on hair locks. I was able to demonstrate it on different ethnicities. Persons that would of Indian descent, they liked the product. They found that it worked on their hair. So it was just a really good experience being able to try the product on different hair types, different ethnicities, and have people say, yes, I like this product. It works. Yeah.
So, haven't been put in that position of branding yourself, especially for your first time at AgroFest. Um, were you able to entice or encourage the children who would have had the opportunity to come through the booths? That is, if you were there on the Friday, um, and you are into sciences, of course. How did you find that the children came up to your booth and was intrigued and curious about it?
Yes, I was there this Friday. The children were curious. I didn't get to interact with a whole lot of them, but they did stop by and they were interested in the hair care products, especially teachers as well, wanting to see what I had to offer.
Okay, so being an entrepreneur in a very unique field, especially using such a natural product that is plentiful in Barbados, um, one of the things that I'm wondering, how do you obtain the breadfruit leaf? Is it that you go to pick it or somebody brings it for you? You have a, you know, that type of agreement. And two, you would have stated earlier that you did a lot of sciences and expound on that aspect, because if someone who's listening or watching are interested in doing something that what you're doing, apart from using the breadfruit, they might want to use another item, the ackee, for example, I don't know, but you had a vision, and to try to entice and encourage young people today to be where you are at, because it's not an easy road, I would know. um, Tell us what can be done and explain how you obtain your product to do it, and show the others out there, especially the young ones, what you have done thus far as Here by Blanchett.
Okay. So first, I do get my breadfruit leaves from my great aunt. So it's pretty easy. I just go in her backyard and I pick them. And so getting them is really not an issue at all. So it's pretty simple.
So
Yeah.
she has a big tree. She has a
Yeah.
big, big tree. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. So it's very easy to get them. In terms of science, I think one of the things that sometimes I feel when you're doing science, you can feel that you're maybe limited to just working in a lab or in a science type of area. But for me, being able to use my science degree and be able to transfer into business where I am now making hair care products, I think um, it's not too, I guess the sky is the limit, really. You're not as limited as you, or you don't have to be limited, I should say. If you're doing science, there are other options. You can be an entrepreneur. You can kind of go into the business space using that degree to help you with your research, doing any testing, which is something I want to be able to do. I haven't done any testing yet, but it's not as restricted, I would say, having a science degree.
Okay. You said earlier something about testing. When you say testing, what do you mean in that aspect?
So what I wanted to be able to do, I wanted to be able to go in a lab, take the breadfruit tea that I have and do like tests for different antioxidants, different properties of the breadfruit tea to get a bigger or better understanding. Because I found that the literature online is kind of um it's still in its
Limited.
infancy. Yes, it's limited. So I wanted to
Yeah,
do
it's
my
kind of
own
limited.
research.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. So that would help if you were able to have access to a lab. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, you probably would have to reach out to the powers that be, that
Yeah.
see your product as something as innovative as it is,
Yes.
and approach the right persons or the right companies that would be willing to partner and show you or guide you in something in that aspect.
Yes.
How do you see yourself for the next 5 years with your company?
So definitely expansion. I am in one store right now, but I definitely see myself in stores across Barbados. and even hopefully exporting in the region, because I did go to St. Lucia this month and I was able to showcase my products there, and I was able to get some really good feedback. I've had persons saying, like, if I want to get the product, how could I get it? And I'm like, well, I don't know yet. I have to see. I'm not fully educated yet on the exporting aspect of business, but to be able to go to St. Lucia and have people be interested and say that they would buy the product, they would want to have it where they are in St. Lucia was really something that made me happy. Yeah.
Good. So, in terms of you branching out in Barbados, you're
Mhm.
looking to go outside of Barbados as well, within the Caribbean, and I hope further afield, because your brand, your product is unique within itself, and it's not
Yeah.
something that everybody would think of. Um, in regards of your product, let us know where it is available that others might be able or curious enough to go out there and purchase it.
So currently I am in Colleen's Beauty Supply. So if you're familiar with Black Raw, if you know the Carlton A1 supermarket, I am on Colleen's Beauty Supply is on that complex and I am in that store. And otherwise you can reach out to me at my Instagram page, hair.by Blanchett, where you can order directly from me. Or you can
Oh,
call me at
love.
286-1466.
Say that again, the people.
So
286.
286
Uh-huh.
1466.
And of course, if those persons in Canada are watching and I have somebody here in Barbados, can they also WhatsApp you at that number?
Yes, they can. Yes, please.
Lovely, lovely. Now,
Mhm.
folks, I had LaShawn with me today because she will be having some of her products at our upcoming event. Yes, it's a women's wellness pajama experience. We're going to be having Dr. Sandra Bino, Dr. Denise Charles, and Miss Katrina Eiffel. Three beautiful women who will be talking about perimenopause and menopause, our sexual being, as well as our connectivity within relationships as women going through perimenopause and menopause. This is something true to my heart that I'm always talking about, and I am looking forward to seeing you there. When is it? It is the 13th of June, 2026. For persons who are looking for more information on it, 246-266-0844, and you will get an opportunity to see Hereby Blanchett products there. And of course, you're going to have other things going on. It is a pajama experience. Okay, LaShawn? A pajama experience. That means you have to come dressed up in your pajamas. And the best dressed pajama lady will be getting a prize. What prize is this? You never know. There's going to be plenty in the bag to be given away. So I want to take this opportunity to thank LaShawn Blanchett of Here by Blanchett for being with us this morning. And I want to congratulate you on such a wonderful product that you are marketing and producing locally in Barbados. That's an achievement beyond anything that you can imagine. Yes, I am
Yes,
very
thank you
proud of
so much.
you, and I want you to grow and flourish. And we are going to keep on collaborating with you regardless. So don't think this is your first time. You're going to be other times with us again on mornings, because we're going to ask you to tell us the importance of how to use it, why to use it. You mentioned something about the scalp. With like me now, I suffer with psoriasis. So I'm sure that would help eliminate a lot of that that's going on in my scalp. Oh, and before I forget, ladies and gentlemen, one of our guest speakers will be having Strong Love Speaks Uncovered. Your hosts will be Dr. Denise and Gabriel Charles. That's going to be Saturday, June 6th. Yes, Saturday, June 6th. Sexual and emotional intimacy is the topic there. and it's going to be a dinner and seminar. And the contribution states it's 150 Barbados. 150 Barbados, and it's being held at the Courtyard by Marriott in Hastings, Christchurch. So, folks, you're hearing it here for the first time. Uncovered, presented by Dr. Denise Charles with her husband Gabriel Charles, Saturday, June 6th, Courtyard by Marriott, Hastings, Christchurch. Let me tell you, Dr. Charles is one of the most wonderful speakers you could ever encounter in any seminar. She's very, I don't know how, I don't even want to go all down there, but she's very good. And I think it's going to be a phenomenal evening for those who would take the opportunity to attend that. And before we go, I always like to say to others, be kind, love one another, pick up the phone, call a friend, call your neighbor, say how you're doing today. Don't leave out anybody. It's always in this time, during whatever is going on, we know we have hard days, rough nights, but still, and I'm sure LaShawn agrees with me, you always have to be kind to one another. And remember, I always try to keep it real with Mary. Have a wonderful day, folks. Bye-bye.